Have you ever noticed how some people seem to bounce back from challenges while others get stuck in the same patterns? You watch them face setbacks and somehow turn those challenges into stepping stones, while you might find yourself still replaying the same struggles over and over. The difference isn't talent or luck, it's just four simple daily practices that completely transform how you approach growth. In today's episode, I'm sharing the exact four strategies that some of my most successful clients use every single day. Plus, the story of how one client went from feeling stuck in their career to confidently leading a team in just months. By the end of this video, I'll explain how you can start implementing each of these practices immediately in your own life. In last week's episode, click the link above to watch. We explored how to transform fear from a roadblock into a roadmap for your greatest growth. Today, we're building on that foundation because here's what I've learned after 2 decades of coaching professionals. Taking brave action once is powerful, but it's what you do every single day that creates lasting change. So let me ask you this. What would be possible if you could turn growth into a daily habit rather than a once in a while breakthrough? Welcome to Fulfillment Fridays, where we explore how to create alignment between your purpose and your path to fulfillment. I'm Ann Jones, and today we're exploring how to turn growth into a daily habit rather than a once in a while breakthrough. Let me share four powerful practices that will help you create a continuous cycle of growth and lasting change in your life. Number one is your morning success routine. This is how you set the foundation for growth focused thinking from the moment you wake up. Here's what this looks like. Set your daily intention by choosing one specific area where you want to learn something new today. Like, I want to understand why that client seemed frustrated yesterday, instead of just rushing into your task list. Spot your opportunities by identifying one challenging situation as a chance to practice a skill, such as viewing today's difficult team meeting as an opportunity to practice your active listening skills rather than dreading a potential conflict. Map your possibility path by spending 3 minutes visualizing yourself handling obstacles with curiosity. Imagine asking yourself, what can this teach me when something doesn't go as planned? And journal your growth story by writing down 3 things you're genuinely excited to discover today, whether it's learning a new software feature or understanding a colleague's perspective better. Now, let's build on this foundation. Number two is your learning lens. This is how you train your brain to see learning opportunities in everything that happens. Here's what this includes. Catch yourself in the moment when you start thinking, this is terrible, and flip it to, what can I learn from this? Like when that difficult customer call becomes a chance to practice staying calm under pressure. Look for what went right, even in messy situations. Maybe the project didn't go perfectly, but you noticed you handled the stress better than last time, or asked better questions when things got confusing. Give yourself credit for the small wins throughout your day, like when you took a deep breath before responding to that frustrating email, or when you asked, can you help me understand? Instead of assuming you knew what someone meant. And treat your mistakes like helpful information instead of proof you're failing, because you're not, you're learning. When you miss a deadline, ask, what does this tell me about how I plan my time? Rather than beating yourself up about it. Now, here's where it becomes really important. Most people learn something new and then just move on. But the magic happens when you actually turn those experiences into wisdom you can use again and again. Number three is your daily wisdom builder. This is how you turn everyday experiences into wisdom you can actually use. Here's what this means. Notice the patterns in your day, like realizing I'm way sharper in the morning, or back to back meetings make me feel scattered and I can't think straight. Connect what happened today to things you've learned before. Maybe today's frustration with that project reminds you of last month's challenge, and you remember what actually helped you get through that. Based on what you figured out, pick one thing to try differently tomorrow. Like, I'm going to put 15 minutes between my meetings so I can actually breathe and reset. And actually test it out in real life. Don't just think about trying that new approach in tomorrow's team meeting, actually do it. And number 4 is your evening victory lap. This is how you end each day by reinforcing the growth you're building. Here's what this means: give yourself credit for the moments you chose to grow instead of staying comfortable. Like when you asked for help, even though it felt awkward, or when you tried something new, even though you weren't sure it would work. Figure out the biggest thing you learned today. Maybe it's, I really do need more prep time for client calls. Or, I actually work better when I take real breaks. Set one specific intention for tomorrow. Something like, tomorrow, I'm going to give clearer instructions. Or, I'm going to listen all the way through before jumping in with solutions. And don't forget to appreciate the difficult moments that helped you grow. Be grateful for that difficult conversation for teaching you patience, or that overwhelming day for showing you why boundaries matter. Here's what's amazing. When you combine all 4 of these practices, the transformation can be incredible. Let me share a story that shows you exactly what this looks like. I had a client who kept getting passed over for promotions 3 times in 2 years. Every time they watched someone with less experience get the job they wanted. The feedback was always frustratingly vague. You need more leadership presence, or work on your executive communication. They drive home thinking, what does that even mean? What am I missing that everyone else seems to get? The breaking point came when their newest team member, someone they'd been mentoring for 6 months, got promoted to the role they'd been pursuing. They sat in their car crying after that meeting, completely crushed and wondering if they just weren't leadership material. Here they were, taking every training course they could, reading all the leadership books, working longer hours than everyone else on their team, and still nothing was clicking. That's when it hit them. They were trying to do more of everything instead of doing things differently. So they started using their morning success routine to get specific about what leadership skills to practice each day. Instead of walking into meetings trying to have it all figured out, they'd think, today I'm going to focus on asking better questions and really listening. With their learning lens, they stopped beating themselves up and started noticing the leadership moments that were actually going well. Like when they helped a teammate work through a problem, or when they stayed calm when everyone else was panicking. Their daily wisdom builder helped them finally understand what that vague feedback meant. They realized that when they explained their thinking out loud, people saw them as strategic. But when they just gave orders, they came across as controlling. And through their evening victory lap, they started keeping track of their leadership wins every single day instead of waiting months for their boss to notice. What started as my client feeling completely invisible turned their whole career around. Within 8 months, they finally got that promotion they'd been working towards. But here's the best part: their new boss pulled them aside and said their growth in executive presence and strategic thinking have been remarkable to watch. Those 4 simple daily practices didn't just change their career, they completely transformed how everyone around them experienced their leadership. The person who used to feel like they were speaking a different language was now the one other people came to for guidance. Stories like this remind me why I'm so passionate about sharing these strategies with you. Now, I want to show you exactly how to make these 4 practices work in your own life. But first, I just want to thank you for the opportunity to share these insights and stories with you each week. I'm so grateful for this time we get to spend together. And if you found value in today's episode, I'd love your help in reaching others who might benefit from this message. A simple like or subscribe would mean so much, and it helps the YouTube algorithm spread these insights to more people. Now, let's dive into how you can make this work for your own life. Here are 4 powerful questions to help you start building these practices for lasting change. Number 1, what's one daily intention you could set tomorrow morning to focus on learning rather than just doing? Number 2, how could you reframe one current challenge as a growth opportunity instead of a problem to solve? Number 3, what's one insight from this week that you could turn into a specific action step? And number 4, how will you celebrate the growth moments you experience each day? Creating lasting change isn't just about thinking differently, it's about building daily practices that turn learning into a habit. If you're nodding along to any of this, I'd love to explore how we can work together. Click the link in the description below to learn more about coaching options and creating lasting fulfillment in your life. Share in the comments below which of these 4 practices feels most challenging for you right now, and what's one small way you could start implementing it all this week. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. See you next Friday for more insights and inspiration. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to give it a like and share it with someone who's ready to follow fulfillment in their own way. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation going. Make sure you subscribe and don't forget to hit that notification bell for more follow fulfillment strategies and inspiration. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.